Yo, what's up? So today I'm gonna be reacting to Red Hot Chili Pepper performance in 2003 in Slane Castle, which is, in my opinion, one of the, being a fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers, one of their greatest performances, and one of the performances that made me interested in making music myself. Made me interested to pick up a guitar, pick up Fender. And for those who don't know, Frusciante is my hero, one of my favorite guitarists, person I get inspired so much. So yeah, let's just react to it and see how it goes. One thing I want to address in their jams, and they do this a lot, Red Hot Chili Peppers are known for their jams, is that it's quite simple. It's quite like really simplistic. It's not like changing the keys all the time, changing the bass notes, and especially the bass part is like very monotonous in a sense, but it gives the jam a really groovy feeling. So I mean, you can see how well they play together, like how well they feel each other, Flea and John, in this particular video. And yeah, it's just, for me, it's such a high level of art and such a high level of connection between two artists. See right now, Flea started moving way more, like not moving more, but experimenting more with bass and doing more things, like playing some how you say, not fills, but crossing sections, going from higher ranges to lower ranges. For many of you guys who follow Red Hot Chili Peppers, you can feel particularly in this album, in Californication, that their dynamic between guitar and bass is very interconnected. Well, and drums as well. It's like they have this unique, unified, simple sound, simple structured, groovy, funky sound. Dun, 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 dun. It's a few notes, but I really love this concept about Frusciante, that that you don't need so many notes to express emotion. So I think there's such a good lesson here for any musicians or any guitarists, that you don't need much you don't need much to express yourself the way you want. Like I found myself using this so much, and I keep forgetting about this, like the concept of simplicity in music. Like if I could, for those who don't know, I am an aspiring composer, and I'm learning myself. I write on a continuous process of learning and improving myself and writing music, and I found myself, like, I would say my best pieces of art and music are the ones that are simple, and that, how do you say, that uses simple structures, are so like straight to the point. It could be even one note or two notes, you know what I mean? And I think what separates great musicians from like amateurs or someone who's learning is that they are able to let go of the need to make things complicated. It's like they find the most efficient and simple way to express what they want to express. It could be 1, 2, 3 notes, or just you know, one passage that repeats itself. But you know what, I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to address here. It's just the concept of simplicity. It's such a beautiful concept, and it's not discussed enough. Like all these people that teach music, how to write music, talk about you need to learn harmony, you need to learn rhythm, you need to learn, you know, advanced harmonic techniques, you need to learn how to sound design, this and that. But the most key element to the music itself is missed out. It's like the concept of simplicity, at least in my book, you know, in my book of learning. And I'm obviously learning myself. I would say I'm a student of music, and yeah, this is so, how do you say, vital in making good music, at least in my perception. Sorry, there was a little rant there, but I just, you know, yeah, I really wanted to.
Psychic spies from China try to steal your mind's elation.
Another, like, sorry for coming back to this thing again, but I just feel, again, the concept of simplicity, like, if you listen,
dream a silver screen quotation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's California.
It's like so little things going on. It's so, like, elementary, I could even say. It's just like guitar groove, just a simple bass part, and a few notes of frusciante and vocals. It's so simple, but it works. It's such a beautiful concept for me. Like, yeah, for any musicians that are are starting out or who are struggling to find your own voice, try it out. Try to make things simpler. Try to eliminate things, you know. Another, like, one more thing is that the simpler things are, the bigger they sound. They're, anyway, let's just keep
It's the edge of the world and all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understanding Hollywood's is Californication. Hey, hey, Lord. Hey, I said I'm bearing will to break the spell of aging. To never escape, is this your chance? Is that for your wages? Firstborn in a cold, high-cold sorrowful. Dream of Californication.
Also, one thing, like between, if you really listen into it, like guitar and bass parts, and even drum parts itself, you could say that drums are like structure of a song, right? Like there's so like you can see boundaries, you know, between bars, and the rhythm dictates those boundaries in a sense. And you can hear at the moments where guitar plays, usually the bass is silent, and bass comes in when guitar stops playing. It's like a conversation that they're having. If like question answer kind of a dynamic, that like this concept is like, if you read any of compositional books, it's like this concept is really discussed.
Be my ferry to the world, be my very own constellation. A teenage ride with the baby inside, getting high on information. Buy me a star on the boulevard, it's Californication.
Even right now, if you compare it to the parts previously, it like John plays the same pattern, but he starts singing, and like in the whole concept of things, the music, like it sounds like dynamically a little, you know, more silent, more like personal, and you can feel how when he plays those notes, he plays them a little bit softer. So these little things, I mean, I think this is like when you write music or make music yourself, these are the little things, and you can see in these great live performances. You can like take a notebook, you just go through a performance or go through a song and analyze it, what's happening, which parts are playing which way. There's so much valuable learning information in the music itself. Like, I think people don't use this tool of weapon, and definitely use it if you want to write music.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
By the way, I want to mention something as well. I keep forgetting the channel name, but this guy, he does like take bands and their songs and their playing techniques, and he analyzes them. And he recently made a song analysis of Red Hot Chili Peppers, their style and stuff like that, how they write their melodies. I keep forgetting the channel name, but it's a great channel, and for any, you know, songwriters or composers, I definitely recommend checking this channel out.
Cobain, can you hear the stairs singing songs of station to station? Alderaan, far away, it's Californication.
I'm gonna go back to I mean, not go back, but go forward to find the solo. Question answer. Listen for these kind of things. This question goes on longer. Right right now it feels like the solo started with a question and an answer, and then a longer question, and this question goes into something like, in my mind, for me, I know it sounds weird, but for me it feels like he's giving like some sort of emotional speech explaining why something is so important. Like a monologue. This is right now, it feels like a monologue for me, like a passionate, inspired monologue. It's going somewhere, it's going somewhere. It's not like stuck in one note, one place. It's going somewhere. And another thing is, it might seem very complicated, but when you usually dissect these complicated solos, you realize that there's not so much going on. It's usually few notes. Like right now, it's just there's not so many notes. It's more like playing with few notes that sounds great, and playing them playing with their rhythm. Like if you take 3 notes and they sound great together, or you have a cue or an idea of something, instead of going anywhere else with the random places, you can just take those 3 notes or 4 notes and dissect them and make them play different, play one note twice, or play the interchange between notes, differently. I think there's, as I said, so much valuable information in these kind of solos to dissect what's happening, how it's happening, how he translates his emotion, and what does he want to say. And another part, I think, which is happening is just pure letting go of, wanting things to control yourself. Like I found myself, I'm nowhere near great as John. And I find myself when I try to improvise, that the best improvisations that I have is just something that I try to, I find some sort of connection, some sort of pattern of things, like either a rhythm or a few notes or something, and you stick to that and you experiment differently, and it almost seems like you're in a state of flow, you're just flowing. Where music takes you. You don't know how you got there, or why you got there, or where you're going, but it just feels great. You feel like so in touch with yourself and with your instrument and with the emotion. I mean, it's such a beautiful concept for me. I feel like so many guitarists, and I don't want to offend anyone or say that that type of playing is bad, but I feel like so many guitarists learns to shred, to show off, to play some cool fast paces, but I wouldn't say that all of them doesn't have emotion behind it, but the purpose doesn't seem to be the emotion. And music for me, it's like all about emotion. It's about expressing yourself honestly. And I encourage you, if you learn to play guitar or you're practicing, to go for that honesty. Show yourself, show your true self. Doesn't matter if it's simple, like 2 notes. If that expresses who you are, go for it. I mean, it will make you feel great, and I think your music will connect to more people. Like such a great performance, and let me know, guys, if you want to make more of these kind of reaction videos. I've seen this video so many times, and I have so much thoughts, and if this is something you want to watch, and I can react to so many more things, not only totally with Red Hot Chili Peppers. I have many bands I love and composers I love, and myself, I make cinematic music, and I like, let me know, would you be interested in looking at some of that kind of things. And last thing I wanted to address, and I think like in the Red Hot Chili Peppers community, a lot of people like are quote unquote in love with Frusciante, and keep saying like like Josh can't replace him, and of course he can't. You know, you cannot replace one person with one individual with another, and John was amazing guitarist and still is, and he wanted to depart from the band, and I think you should give Josh some credit. Like, he is also an amazing guitarist. He like, if you listen to last album, Red Hot Chili Peppers, you can hear how like his guitar playing is so different and so his own, and I think he is such his own kind of like guitar player, and I feel he doesn't want to like stand in the shoes of Frusciante, and I really respect him for that, and I feel like many people doesn't understand that, and like Frusciante, like, and the whole Red Hots wrote such an amazing like so many amazing albums that they have, like this legendary history, and I understand why people want him back, or say that Josh can't replace him, but like give Josh some slack. He's an awesome guitarist, and both of them are amazing guitarists, and it's just a point of view and a point of preference, and instead of like saying who's better or who's worse, just enjoy music and spread love and spread music, spread happiness, and be yourself. So yeah, anyway, let me know if you guys want to see more of these videos, and yeah, I really enjoyed making this actually, and I just hope you have a great day, and take care.